My dad, 74, was adopted and never knew anything of his biological parents. In August, he found out his biological mother, 91, is alive. My dad, 74, and his sister, 75, were adopted at a young age, ages 3 and 4 respectively. They were raised by two parents who loved them. They were told when they were old enough, approximately 6 to 8 years old, that they were adopted. Once their adoptive parents passed, my dad started looking for answers to questions about his birth parents. He never wished to disrespect the parents that raised him and his sister. DSS kept the file closed, and even though my dad was 50 when he started asking questions, there was nothing but dead ends. My oldest half-brother, 54, helped my dad researching. And they have been researching and doing ancestry for years at this point. Once the 1950 census came out, which is published 70 years later, so this one was published in 2020, they were able to find out names of my dad's parents. Through a long and arduous process, my dad was contacted by his uncle, his bio-mom's brother, and this uncle let him know that his bio-mother was alive. My dad didn't want to push meeting her unless she wanted it, and she did want to meet him. They met at the end of August. The last time my bio-grandma, who I will just call grandma now, saw my dad was when he was 2 years old. A lot of questions were answered for my dad. She never wanted to give them up. My dad's bio-dad was not a good guy and married her when she was 15 and he was 25. This was back in the 1940s and was common back then, especially in the southern United States. I don't know all the details of the relationship because I don't want to bring up horrible memories for my grandma, but what I do know from her is that he took my dad and aunt while she was at work and didn't let her know. He ended up taking them to his parents, and essentially, DSS stepped in because the children were being neglected. My grandma didn't know where they went or what happened, and her brother kept searching every adoption agency and shelter they could, but my dad and aunt kept being moved. Grandma kept this secret for 70 years from her 4 other children. I was there when she was with all of her children for the first time. She broke down and cried, saying, "They took you both away from me and I didn't know what happened and I'm so sorry." Which caused us all to cry. All her children reassured her that they were all together again and nothing would split them apart. It's an amazing story. Not only is she alive, she is able to still move around fairly well, and she keeps her mind active with puzzles and crosswords. She's honestly the sweetest and has welcomed all of my family with open arms. As well as the rest of the family, they have been so welcome. I haven't seen my dad so happy in so long. My dad's other siblings say that grandma has a new spark in her and that she is happier than they've ever seen her. They also shared that growing up, she would cry randomly but never tell them why. She's now admitted it was every time she thought about my dad and aunt. She had no idea what happened to them or if they were even safe or together. I can't imagine what she's been through. I am so thankful this has all come full circle. I haven't had a grandparent since 2013, when my mom's mom passed away. It feels unbelievable that this has happened and I have a grandma again. My husband and I spent Thanksgiving with her and my parents and my uncle and 2 aunts. It's been a surreal experience learning the family, but what I can say without a doubt is they have been so welcoming and loving. And I am so happy for my dad. Thank you for reading all of this. I don't need any advice or anything, I just wanted to share. Edit. I put this in the comments, but I'll also put it here. Wow. I knew this was an incredible story, but I didn't know that so many of you would respond. Thank you for all the comments and well wishes. I'm commenting to answer some questions I've seen. By the way, I'm female and 31 years old. My dad and his sister were luckily adopted in the same state. They lived about 2 hours away from grandma. I no longer live with my parents and haven't for 10 years once I finished undergrad. However, even though I'm in a different part of the state, I live 2.5 hours from grandma. My dad and I have both visited randomly because we want to soak up as much time as possible. My dad did the Ancestry Kit, 23andMe I think. He was able to find some information through there, but we also had to rely on public records and other documents, such as marriage licenses and obituaries, to find out more information. It took some creative thinking and investigating on my dad's and eldest brother's investigation. My aunt, my dad's sister that was adopted with him, is involved now but didn't have much to do with trying to find answers or investigating. Hope this clarifies some questions. I'm happy to answer more.